Welcome back to DriveDriftX, the channel where legends are reborn, horsepower rules the road, and every review goes beyond the spec sheet into the heart and soul of what makes a car iconic. If you're new here, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss the next big comeback in the world of performance cars. Now let me throw this out to you. When you hear the words Ford Falcon, what comes to mind? For some, it's Australia's muscle car hero, a machine that roared on highways and drag strips, a car that carried the spirit of Ford performance into an era where raw V8s ruled the roads. For others, maybe it's the connection to pop culture, to movies and street legends. The Falcon was more than just a car. It was an identity. And after years of silence, Ford has done the unthinkable. They've revived it. The 2026 Ford Falcon is here, and this isn't just nostalgia. It's a declaration that Ford isn't afraid to honor the past while pushing into the future. From the very first glance, this car doesn't just show up, it takes command. The design of the 2026 Falcon is all about presence. It sits wide and low, giving it that predatory stance as if it's crouched, ready to leap forward. The sculpted hood has aggressive vents to keep that powerhouse underneath cool, while the LED light signature looks like a piercing stare that locks onto you. The blacked-out grille spans nearly the whole front, making the Falcon look like it's inhaling air to feed the beast inside. Walk around the back and you see quad exhaust tips, a sleek LED light bar that stretches from corner to corner, and a subtle ducktail spoiler that whispers speed even at a standstill. The whole body is aerodynamic, with curves and creases carefully sculpted to balance style with performance. It's unmistakably modern, but it hasn't lost that raw muscle car DNA. And the paint options? Oh, Ford is offering some wild ones. Classic, metallic blues, jet blacks, blood reds, and even a matte silver option that makes the Falcon look like a fighter jet for the streets. Speaking of fighter jets, let's talk about the interior, because the 2026 Falcon feels like a cockpit designed for a pilot, not just a driver. Slide inside and you're greeted by bolstered sports seats that grip you in all the right places. Wrapped in leather with contrast stitching and Falcon badging embossed into the headrests. The dashboard is dominated by a panoramic digital display that bends around the driver, fully customizable so you can choose whether you want modern performance data or retro-inspired gauges that harken back to the Falcons of the past. The center console is minimal and futuristic, with a performance shifter that has satisfying mechanical feedback. The steering wheel is flat-bottomed, wrapped in Alcantara, with drive mode selectors right at your fingertips. Ambient lighting runs through the cabin and can shift based on your driving mode. Cool blues for calm cruising, fiery reds when you unleash the beast. The sound system, tuned by Bang & Olufsen, delivers crisp, rich audio, but let's be honest, the best sound in this car comes when you open up that exhaust, and that brings us to what everyone's waiting for. The heart of the Falcon. Under the hood lies a twin-turbocharged V8 hybrid system that cranks out around 650 horsepower. This is where Ford proves that muscle isn't dead, it's just evolved. You get the deep, thunderous growl of a V8, but now paired with the instant torque of electric motors that rocket you off the line like a slingshot. We're talking 0 to 60 in just over 3 seconds, quarter-mile times in the low 11s, and the kind of acceleration that pins you to your seat and leaves you grinning like a kid on a roller coaster. But unlike the gas-guzzling Falcons of old, this hybrid setup also brings efficiency into the picture. You can cruise on electric power in city traffic, you can run in hybrid mode for long drives, and when you need it, you can unleash the full fury of that V8. It's versatility without compromise, something muscle cars rarely delivered in the past. On the road, the Falcon is a split personality in the best way. Put it in comfort mode and it's smooth, refined, and easy to live with day to day. The suspension softens, the exhaust quiets, and the car feels like a sporty luxury sedan. But flip it into sport or track mode, and everything changes. The throttle sharpens, the exhaust opens, the suspension stiffens, and suddenly, you're behind the wheel of a beast that feels alive under your hands. The steering is razor sharp. The brakes, massive carbon ceramics, give you confidence to stop on a dime, and the whole car just feels planted, eager, and unstoppable. It's the kind of driving experience that makes you want to keep finding excuses to take the long way home. Technology is everywhere, but in a way that supports, not smothers, the driving experience. You get adaptive cruise, lane keeping, blind spot detection, and Ford's advanced driver assist systems. But when you want full control, those systems step back and let you take command. That's rare in today's world where so many cars feel like they're driving you instead of the other way around. Here, you're always in charge, and that's exactly how it should be. Now let's take a step back and talk about history. The Falcon started life as a practical sedan, but in places like Australia, it grew into a legend of speed and power. The Falcon GTs of the 60s and 70s became icons, dominating roads and racetracks alike. Reviving that name isn't just Ford dusting off an old badge. It's a tribute to decades of passion, performance, and fans who never let the Falcon die in their hearts. By bringing it back in 2026, Ford isn't just building a car, they're reigniting a legacy. But of course, the big question, how much will it cost? Rumors suggest the starting price will fall between $75,000 and $80,000, which puts it in the same territory as the Dodge Charger Daytona EV and the higher-end Mustang trims. But when you consider you're getting a brand new performance platform, a hybrid V8 pumping out 650 horses, and a piece of Ford history reborn, that price starts to look more like a bargain. And here's something to think about. This car isn't just competing with muscle cars. With its design, tech, and power, it's also gunning for European sports sedans like the BMW M5 and Audi RS7. It's Ford saying, hey, we can play in the global arena too, and we can do it with a car that carries heritage those brands can't touch. So now I'll throw it back to you. Would you choose the Falcon over a Mustang? Would you line it up against a Charger or Challenger? Or do you see it as something completely different? A legend reborn that stands in its own lane? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear where you stand on this revival. For me, the 2026 Ford Falcon isn't just another car release, it's a statement. It's proof that the soul of muscle can adapt, evolve, and roar just as loud in the future as it did in the past. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the Falcon's rebirth. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, share it with your fellow car enthusiasts, and don't forget to subscribe to DriveDriftX for more epic comebacks, future icons, and the cars that fuel our passion. This is DriveDriftX, signing off, reminding you, it's not just about driving, it's about feeling alive, and with the Falcon, that feeling is back in full force.